Hello, I'm Jane Amaba, co-author of the book True Grit, Stories from FedEx Female Leaders, and also executive sponsor of the Women in Leadership Business Resource Team. Last year on International Women's Day, we started a project inspired by my co-author, Edie Hand. The vision was to create a collection of stories of some of FedEx's amazing female leaders. We never imagined that when COVID started, our world would change, but I think now more than ever, the world needs stories of inspirational leaders.
That was amazing to me because you all are extraordinary women, and I enjoyed, learning from you too, Jane. I mean, I think that we all learn, even though I've been in writing and producing and telling women's stories for over 30 years. This was a special group of women, and I see that your company is filled with that globally, and that you have a desire in your heart to want to make life better for others. And I hope that we can make a difference for a lot of people and inspire women to find pearls of hope in their life.
And the pearls of wisdom that I think we take away from so many different comments just cover the gamut. Be brave, show courage, don't walk by a mistake, reach out and help others. The adversities that have been overcome are wide. We've got cancer survivors, we've got broken relationships, we've had trials and triumphs of all types. The pursuit, the passion, the perseverance, it goes to show that with hard work, any problem is a problem that can be solved. So one of the great stories in our book, True Grit, Stories from FedEx Female Leaders, is from MD-11 Fleet Captain Cheryl Fitzer, who's going to read part of her story now.
Thanks, Jane. I thought I'd start with the opening paragraph from my section of the book. I suppose you could say I found my perfect career because I've always loved to travel. My grandfather used to tell me that I was born with the wanderlust. As a pilot with FedEx, you can certainly say I have fulfilled that yearning to go places, even though I've had my fair share of turbulence along the way. Both of my parents worked at a time when mothers working outside the home was still uncommon. My mom was often criticized for doing that. But what she taught me is that I could grow up to be anything I wanted to be, and that pursuing a career while having a family is not impossible. She convinced me, sky's the limit. From another paragraph. I also believe in the power of education and continued learning. I obtained my helicopter rating late last year, and someday I hope to use this newfound skill to do volunteer search work. I think I got my lifelong learning from my dad. My father always wanted to be a pilot, but he ended up pursuing a career as an aerospace engineer. As I was moving up the ranks to be a pilot, I began to take him flying. He was a natural, and soon he enrolled in ground school. My husband, Pete, who's also a FedEx pilot, have always been very supportive of our career choices. I've had several jobs unexpectedly at FedEx that are not typical for a pilot, including instructing, evaluating, and now I'm in management. After flying professionally for many years, it's inevitable that you will encounter an aircraft emergency. Pilots study aircraft emergencies regularly just to learn from them. The best pilots keep calm and rely on their experience and company training. This is precisely what my crew did when we experienced a complete electrical failure after taking off from New York's John F. Kennedy Airport. It was an emergency that no one had ever experienced before, and there was no checklist. If you want to hear the rest of the story, you can read it in True Grit.
In this book, True Grit, you will find 17 wonderful stories of women's roadmaps in personal life to their leadership and professional lives. And not only will this book inspire you, it will also benefit Dress for Success around the world.
So if you would like to hear more of these inspiring stories, please pick up a copy of True Grit. It's available at the FedEx Company Store. That website is www.bdasites.com/FedEx Company Store, or scan the QR code shown on the screen below.